Recently, I got a strange request that while I'm talking about all the investment products, there are lots of people out there who are interested in careers in finance. And the request came saying that, can I talk a bit in my videos on finance careers that are suitable for youngsters entering this line? And that's what this episode is going to talk about. So if you have chosen commerce as your stream at 12th standard and you're trying to look at what can you do in the area of finance, this video is right there for you. Hope you like it. Now, I chose commerce about 30 years ago and this is where I am, and I love what I do and I enjoy myself thoroughly. But there are lots of areas open in the finance sector for somebody who chooses commerce. So let's say you chose commerce at 12th, then you did your BBA or BCom, then you have a variety of alternatives that you can choose. You can choose to do a CA, you can do a cost and management accounting, you can also do an MBA, and you can do a CFA from the US. These are all options that are open to you, which will ultimately lead you to a career in finance. Now, I have broken down the financial industry from an industry perspective into 6 broad categories. First is investment banking. Second is asset management. Third is commercial banking. Fourth is equity research. Fifth is corporate finance. And sixth, and not the least, risk management. Now let's jump in and dive in and see what each of these careers offers, and if that's interesting for you, then that's where you need to head to. Investment banking is all about helping corporates manage their financial resources. So it could be raising of capital, it could be helping them restructure, helping them do mergers and acquisition. Whatever be the nature, that is what investment banking does. And it's a large area. Some of the biggest names in investment banking in India are JM Financial, Kotak Mahindra Group, and Jefferies. So these are the guys who essentially do due diligence on companies, help companies go to market, raise public funds through IPOs and so on and so forth. So hell of a lot of work, lots of excitement, big pay. So head out there if creating large enterprises is what you love to do, then investment banking is right there for you. Next is what we call asset management. Now, asset management has a variety of different places you can go. First is the mutual fund industry. You can get into the mutual fund industry. It's the largest asset management group currently, where there are over 40 different players currently who offer mutual fund operations. So there are a variety of different roles within the mutual fund industry, but mutual fund industry is an exciting place today in India to get a job as well. So you could be fund manager, you could be the CEO, you could be a sales head, variety of different roles, and all of them are equally exciting. So mutual fund industry could be a good place if you're looking at asset management. You could also be a wealth manager like me, using products of the mutual fund to help investors manage their wealth better. You can either be a mutual fund distributor, or you can be a registered investment advisor. Whatever you think you serve the best or you're passionate about, take that route and be there. So that's the asset management business. And that's a business that's growing leaps and bounds, tremendous opportunities there too. Third is commercial banking. Banks have always continued to exist in the future as well. We go to the bank, not only put our money on a month-on-month basis, but whenever we want a home loan, a car loan, a credit card, everything comes from a bank, and there's a banker on the other side who's making money out of your every need. So banking will continue to thrive, and India has some of the best banking system thanks to our RBI. It's a great place to be. And there is, of course, more complex roles within the bank, as you move up the ladder. Next, equity research. Less than 5% of Indians own stocks or invest in mutual funds, which means there is still 95% of India that is waiting to invest money in stock markets. And almost 95% of all the money that is invested in stock market goes only to the top 500 companies. But there are over 4,000 listed stocks in the stock market, which means that there is still a lot of undiscovered stocks in the stock market, which you as an equity analyst or an equity researcher can discover over the period of the next few years. They could be diamonds and they could yield phenomenal returns to investors, thereby making you a great fund manager in the future. So that's a great opportunity that's waiting to happen as well. So equity research as a career could be another way forward for you to, if you're passionate about how stocks move and how stock markets work and so on and so forth. That's a career that's worth exploring. Risk management. India is a young country. However, we don't have social security, which means that life insurance, medical insurance, and every form of insurance needs to be provided by the individual or the corporate. To that extent, every risk needs to get assessed and needs to get underwritten. That is where risk management comes to play. There are phenomenal careers in the risk management industry, especially in the insurance industry, and they pay really well. If you can be an actuary, if you can pass the tough actuarial exam, then the opportunities are even more better. But even otherwise, in an insurance company, right from creating the product to selling the product to the last consumer, there are tremendous opportunities that await people as long as risk is what you love. And if you can get an opportunity, not just with the insurance company, there are reinsurance companies, there are insurance broking companies, there are lots of tremendous opportunity in the risk space as well. So risk could be another place. Last but not the least is corporate finance. Corporate finance is an area that is involved in raising capital for companies, especially debt, equity, or restructuring corporate balance sheets and helping corporates manage their finances better, be it raising a debenture or helping a company prepay loan according to what it is. All this comes within the purview of corporate finance. So corporate finance is an extremely effective and interesting area if numbers are interesting to you. Really smart people in the corporate finance really kind of can change the fortunes of company by foreclosing a costlier loan and taking a cheaper loan from an overseas entity and thereby getting the benefit across to the company can create a huge alpha to the company's profitability, thereby delivering a great value to the company. So if corporate finance is your play, go for it. It's another great opportunity. India's entrepreneurs are only now exploring the world. So we're going to have more and more corporates who need your services. So corporate finance is likely to do well too. So these 6 careers in finance that I spoke about are all exciting, my friends, and I'm sure if you are a commerce person, if you're just stepped off your 10th or 12th in commerce, start preparing your mind towards which of these 6 places that you would want to kind of settle into. All of them are exciting. All of them offer a certain amount of challenge as well. Depends on entirely on your aptitude as to what you want to do, and then go for it. And I'm sure you will have a great time. Over the next 10-20 years, as India moves up to take its place among the top 3 economies in the world, all of these spaces look exciting to me. Wishing you all the very best.